It is said that girls with dreams become women with vision. May we empower each other to carry out such vision, and let's all realize that being a woman is itself a superpower. Because a woman, she is a daughter, a sister, a friend, a wife, a mother, a grandmother. She works with all the dedication, yet she carries a heart full of love. इसीलिए एक नारी संपूर्णता का प्रतीक है. And that's why we are here to dedicate this evening to all the gorgeous ladies. Today we have with us a panel of 21 such strong-willed women who are here to share their life experiences, their knowledge, learnings, views, and thoughts with us. Thank you all for being here.
So, without any further ado, we are going to start our next session by introducing our first panelist of the evening, Dr. Neena Munchanji, Associate Professor, Chairperson OB and Communication Area of Nirma University Institute of Management, to enlighten the audience with her topic of being a woman. Welcome, ma'am, to the panel.
Thank you, Prakruti. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Thank you. So, a happy Women's Day to all the women present here. And firstly, I would like to thank BK School and ISTD, especially Dr. Neelam, for giving me this opportunity. I would like to start by saying I love being a woman and I'm proud to be one. Being a woman means to be powerful and assertive, but at the same time being empathetic and selfless. A woman personifies a lot of things. She personifies strength, patience, resilience, love, and compassion. In our Indian culture, we see two extremes in the way a woman is and has been treated in the past. In days gone by, in our country, a woman was worshipped as a devi. But there is also evidence that she is also treated by some as a pav ki juti. I believe this is because we as women sometimes don't stand up for ourselves, be it in our personal or professional lives. That being said, slowly but surely, things are changing today. Women today have a voice. They have their own form of expression. They are gaining in confidence and fighting for their rights. A woman is capable of achieving whatever she wants, provided she believes in herself. Yes, she may face some constraints. There may be obstacles in front of her in the form of stereotyping, opinions, traditions. However, she will have to circumvent and outwit them. However, often have we heard if we are stuck in a traffic jam, there's a typical stereotype that we find. Oh, that must be a woman driving. Now we need to overcome these kind of, stereotypes that we have. A woman needs to step out of her shell and face the world. We have several examples in all the fields today where women have shown that they are as competent, worthy, and respected as any man in that field. I feel fortunate to be living in this new age. Let us as women stay together and support each other to better ourselves and shine. So I would like to conclude with a quote by Henry David Thoreau, and I quote, "Go confidently in the direction of your dreams. Live the life that you have imagined." Quote closed. I'm sure we will continue to grow, inspire, and bloom in the role assigned to us by our Creator. He has brought us in this world for a purpose, and we will live up to it, inshallah. Thank you, one and all, for a patient listening. And thank you, Dr. Neelam, once again for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much.
Over to you, girls.
Very well said, ma'am. Your words are so inspiring to all of us. Now, I would like to invite our next panelist, Dr. Margi Parekh, Professor, BK School of Management, Gujarat University, to come forward and share her thoughts with us and enlighten all the audience with her words. And her topic for our today's panel is happiness.
Hi, everybody. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Neelam, for making me a part of this August audience and illustrious group of panelists. Um, when I was thinking about what am I going to share with the audience today, I really thought that what I have for sharing with others is not exactly about being a woman. I think it is more about being a human. Um, Sometimes I think being a woman imposes its own set of pressures. Some pressures, maybe they are imposed by others and the expectations they have from us. But I think women like you and me, the women who have their own laptops, they have their own data plans, they have their own careers and their own places. I don't think we are so bothered or so affected by others' expectations from us. In fact, we are more driven by our own expectations, and sometimes that driving becomes too much. So today I thought I'll remind myself about how important it is to be happy um, rather than being successful, because no matter how much we know, no matter how much power we have, we will not be able to control everything that life throws at us. And therefore, sometimes what we need to do is pause, appreciate what we have, um, and not just think of ourselves by our careers. So not let our careers or our roles define us. And in fact, remember that happiness is a lot about being human. First about being human, and then maybe about our gender, and then about our roles. Um, Maybe people like us, especially those who are within the field of management, who are professionals, we plan so much, we want so much of information, we want to be in control of so many things. And therefore, sometimes today, as I pause, I think that what we also need to do to be happy is to accept things as they are and understand when it is important to let go. Uh, we are all experts, we are professionals, we are in the knowledge industry, and that brings a certain kind of awareness. And whether others are aware or not, we are ourselves so aware of our awareness. And sometimes I think it is important for us to just be what do you say, humble, remember the virtue of humility. And rather than our homework, our studied and carefully maintained profiles and persona, I think it is important for us to just be spontaneous and live in the moment. And finally, rather than creating a kind of structure that will give us happiness, I think it is all right to allow happiness to run its own course and show to us in how many different ways we can be happy. So here is to us, here is to our happiness, here is to happiness around everybody who is around us, who touches our lives and whose lives we touch. And here is to be humans. Thank you.
So now, next, we call our next panelist, Mrs. Fani Trivedi, social entrepreneur and founder of Westin Private Limited, India. We are so happy to welcome you, ma'am, to our event and hear your experience on the topic women and businesses.
Thank you very much, Prakruti. I want to thank Dr. Neelam Panchal at the outset for inviting me. I'm actually very happy that we do celebrate International Women's Day, because there is this myth or a rumor that is going around that women are women's greatest enemies. And in fact, if you see the statistics for any Women's Day event, the number of women who attend that event is always higher than the men who attend that event. And women clap for other women's achievements. So I am so happy that a day like this was established where we could prove all such rumors wrong, and we could celebrate womanhood in totality. For, usually there are awards, and we in fact come to know that in different sectors who is really blossoming. So this year's theme is choose to challenge. And for that matter, I chose to challenge myself a decade back, and I got into a business wherein you would never see women entrepreneurs. I got into solid waste management. It was completely controlled by the municipalities or selective companies who would come and collect waste. So they were some organized players, but all owned by men. So I personally, when I even left my job to start this venture of mine, I had resistance from my husband, from my father. So there was this thing where I had to break the glass ceiling and prove myself. So when I talk about proving myself, women need a lot of platforms. We need to prove ourselves in every sector. And I think at least now we don't have to prove ourselves to our family, because thanks to COVID, all of us got a platform to prove ourselves at home to our families that what are we really worth of. So when it comes to women in business, which is what I'm going to talk about, this is what is the 3 or 4 takeaways that I want to offer through this platform. First is, women can do business. It's just that they are not featured, or we do not know of them, that they are doing business worth crores. So the first thing is multitasking. And like it or not, but even men are multitaskers, and we need to accept the fact that we need to multitask if we want to manage our homes and our businesses. Second is, delegation of work. If you can know how to take work, કામ આપતા આવડે અને કામ લેતા આવડે, તો કોઈ પણ લેડી બિઝનેસ કરી શકે છે. Most of the times what happens is that we don't know what work to delegate or how to get work done, which is why we generally limit ourselves to a very small team. And it's only when we have those bigger teams is when the third point which comes into place, which is a change in mindset, comes into foreplay. When I say mindset, there are two things. One is coming out of this employee mindset to an employer mindset, which means, unless we think of this big picture that let me be the reason for the bread and butter of 10 different families. How can I solve this issue of unemployment? Do I really have to continue as an employee all my life? So when this mindset of employee to employer mindset comes into place, you will have a bigger vision to work towards. And the second mindset is getting into a money mindset. So when I say money mindset, all of us have to accept that men honor and respect women when they earn. And when I say earn in business, it means what is our turnover? How much am I really earning? What does my balance sheet really say? So we need to compete with men who are in the same sector. So when I say women in business, whatever is your business, you need to choose to challenge those companies who belong to your sector. You need to compete. You need to improve on your turnover. And that is the only way automatically respect starts pouring in. So with these 3 points, I'd like to conclude that, that women and men don't have to really prove themselves. There is a yin and a yang in every one of us, and therefore that energy circle is never complete if both of them are not in balance. So let's talk about choosing to challenge all these stereotypes that exist, and let's choose to challenge. Thank you.
Well said, ma'am, well said. Women should think about themselves as well, more as they think about their family. So, with, we go for our next speaker, Dr. Harsha Jariwala, Associate Professor, IES, Management College and Research Center, Bandra, Mumbai. Ma'am, a very warm welcome to you, and the platform is all yours, and you can go ahead with your favorite topic, financial empowerment.
Thank you so much. So, first of all, good evening to all, and especially to the best wonder of this beautiful world, the lovely and strong woman. I truly believe that the woman should be financially independent from their men, and that liberty for a woman comes from the ability to make financial decisions that leads to her life financially independent. In the year 2009, I started my doctoral research on the topic financial literacy. Later, I thought, until and unless I would not bring this topic at the ground level, there would be a biggest question mark on my study, and especially to that degree, which this course probably the last degree that we all attain during our academic career. That was a PhD. So, in the year 2011, I have identified let me teach and empower the woman on their personal finances, and especially the woman from the rural areas who always become the victim of financial mis-selling or bad selling. The biggest challenge I have faced in the initial years of this activity was convincing this rural woman to come to Anganwadi and to learn some basics of personal finances. I still remember the most common answer that I have given to more than 2000 women for their question, and it was, ma'am, we are not literate. Still, you want us to be financially literate? Are you sure? And that time I used to answer, see, if you can identify it is a coin of rupee 1, if you can identify this is a currency note of rupees 10, 20, 50, or 100 by reading the digits which are printed on these notes, it means no one can stop you to become a financially literate. And that was the answer which was given by me to all these beautiful ladies who were illiterate, but I could see the charm of learning new in their eyes. The result was that in the year 2018, I taught more than 10,000 women from the rural areas of Gujarat state on the topic of financial literacy. Now, my message to this young generation of these girls, please don't tell, I have just started working. I have just started earning. Let me enjoy the life, ma'am, first. I have many works to do, and so I don't get the time to manage my personal finances or look at my personal finances. I have not reached to that age where I should think about my financial planning. Or please don't say like that. Not today, ma'am. Maybe for tomorrow, I will start to think on my own financial planning. I know, and obviously the most common argument I used to find from your generation girls is, I know how do I manage. I know if I'm not getting the pocket money enough pocket money, how can I save, ma'am? But remember girls, Financial planning is not for today, it is for tomorrow. Remember that the more you are financially informed, the more you are knowledgeable, and the more you will be confident and powerful to manage your money. And at the last, next time, when you are looking into the mirror, please try to see your financial identity. So, thank you, one and all. My special thanks to Dr. Neelam Panchal, who has really managed this beautiful platform. Thank you so much.
All the 4 Qs from your side are a guidance to all of us, ma'am. Now, I would like to call upon our next panelist, Mrs. Meena Lumba, a retired Class 1 officer of government from Ahmedabad, to come and share her thoughts on status of women in India.
And it's very fortunate that daughter is introducing mother on this platform. So that's wonderful. Welcome you, ma'am.
Hello. Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Good evening, ma'am. And I welcome you all because this is a good platform. And I remember the last year Women's Day celebration which we had, and it was a very nice celebration. I got Nari Gaurav Puraskar at that time also. But after that, we all were caught in the lockdown, and the whole year, how it is passed, all we know. So this year also, I was thinking that this time there won't be any celebration. But thanks to the dynamic lady, Mrs. Professor Neelam Panchal, she has done a very good job by having this good interaction platform. So first of all, let me share my some of the experiences. That earlier when I was to adopt the studies further, because see, we are in sisters in the family and no brother. So my grandparents used to tell that लड़कियों को नहीं पढ़ाना है. So it was like thought. But my father was of that view that if a boy is given education, we are educating a single person. But if the ladies, if the girls are educated, we are educating the two families. So we all sisters are well qualified. I am the youngest one, and I got admission in one of the engineering college. I just want to share the experience that how I make my path. That in that college, that I was the first lady candidate to be engineering student there. And there was no toilet facility, there was no ladies sitting arrangement, nothing was there. So I approached to professor, because see, this is the revolution which starts when the woman enters to the field which is male dominated. In that, the woman has to face many challenges. So I approached the principal, and then he was very happy to say that she was so brave girl, and it was ultimately facility was given to me. So that revolution which has started, that the girl has now entered to our institution. So they started to have a space for me, and I have created a space by myself. So one by one, whatever the opportunities I was getting, it was through my own revolution way of thinking. The next, when I got the job, in that also it was all professionally, all male candidates were there. I was the first lady to compete 900 people seniority cross, and I got the class 1 promotion. That time also many challenges came, that you should go for the outdoor job, and everything I did. And I secured my position in a dignified way. Similarly, when the things were started, that what is the status of ladies or women in India? At that time also, there were now it is improved a lot, because this point was to be discussed in one of the international seminar, and I was selected. It was my fortune that I was selected to represent my department from the ladies wing, and all the ladies of the Asia Pacific countries gathered there, at Thailand, Bangkok. And we had a 5-day seminar. It was a wonderful seminar, that the situation of the ladies in India is how far good than the situation of the ladies in other countries. So that statistics were collected, and we were given, we had the topmost marks, topmost in the statistics, that India have very good woman contribution in working, in studies also. The girls are in top positions in every exams. So India has, one can say that, achieved the highest position. And as we know that so far our India has got a president lady, 19 years, Mrs. Gandhi has reigned as a prime minister. But in America, so far, no lady has come as a president. Of course, now Kamala Harris has come. But this is what I just want to discuss, that India has ample opportunities. Government has helped us too much. As some of the orator was telling that there is a disparity in wages. But I have found no disparity in wages or perks or any facility, because I was ready to accept any challenge, any posting they want to give. I was accepting it. And this was the reason that I could succeed in this male dominated profession. And I was the only candidate to cross that the total topmost position. Thereafter, I saw that when the rules are there, every laws are there, why should not use it? Because in society, the point of view towards ladies is different, but the rules which are to be implied, they are not accepted in a positive way in Indian society. And the society's family starts the first one. In family itself, what we should do, that we should have an equal opportunity for daughter and the son. That is the main thing. Because every society has got families, but in families, there are having different point of views, and they have disparity among the girl child and male child, but it should not be. It should not be, because every lady's girl has a DNA, as a managerial DNA, apart from the DNA of the parents. So we ladies are having two possibilities of DNA, right? So she is a manager of her own house. She is having the capability to do the job also. She has, if any problem in the office, she could sustain it. And she could also start her own house, balancing both the things. And that I have experienced it. So एक कविता मैंने लिखी थी और उसके ऊपर मुझे कुछ प्राइज भी मिला था. तो उसका एक पंक्ति मैं आपको सुना रही हूँ. अपना वजूद भुलाकर हर किरदार निभाती है. ये लेडीज के लिए है. अपना वजूद भुलाकर हर किरदार निभाती है. यह वो देवी है जो हर घर को स्वर्ग बनाती है. भगवान हर जगह नहीं जाते, लेकिन एक लेडीज, एक माँ, एक पत्नी, एक पुत्री, सब कुछ इसका जो है उनका रोल निभाती है. तो अंत में मैं यही कहूंगी, टिप्स फॉर गर्ल्स लाइक the young girls who are coming up, for them, from my experience of so many years. Because see, when I at the services, I got VRS. I thought to have my own passion to start. So I had gone for doctorate degree. I achieved it after VRS. After taking VRS, voluntary retirement, I started studying. I got doctorate degree. And even I have started the YouTube channel also to my this free time. So the tips for the people, for the students who are coming up, for them is don't afraid to let your talents shine. अगर आप में कोई talent है, उसको डरो नहीं, उसको सामने से उसको पेश करो. You will get more. Suppose you don't get any feedback or any positive feedback, but you don't let down yourself. आगे बढ़ते जाओ, क्योंकि because I have experienced it. I being a lady, I was giving let down many times. but I have faced it and I have won. I can say I have won it. Number 2, don't leave any opportunity since you are a girl or a woman. तो भाई ये लड़की का काम है, ये मैं नहीं कर सकती, ऐसा नहीं, आपको करना है, you have to do it. I did the outdoor job. I had the store, the big store, telecom store department. I was in charge of that. I was called at that time one day at night 2 o'clock, but I did it. And third is be revolutionary with your good communication for your right. You have to fight for the, not fight, we can say, that communication, our way of communication should be so nice that somebody will convince it, our officers, our elders will convince and give us the right. So that's all. Very good. This opportunity you have given to me on this day. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Meena ma'am, for sharing your entire journey with us. Now, along with Prakriti, we are all very proud of you. Now, I would like to call upon Dr. Mamta Brahmbhatt, an Associate Professor and Founder, Head of Department of Business Intelligence, BK School of Professional and Management Studies, Gujarat University. Ma'am is here to talk on women and research. Ma'am, a very happy Women's Day to you, and over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Purva. Good evening, everyone. Happy Women's Day to all. Thank you, Dr. Neelam Panchal, for giving this wonderful opportunity. I'm so privileged and honored to share this platform with beautiful ladies, and let me say that you all have made this evening so beautiful. Now, as you know that the time is the constraint, so I'll start directly with my speech without wasting much time. Now, few of you know that I'm a faculty of research and data analysis. So I'm going to relate something with the research and data analysis. Last year before COVID, two male candidates came to my cabin, my office, and they asked me that, Madam, we want a good title for a research grant project. So I thought, okay, come, let us have discussion. And then the student told me that, Madam, we are from HR. So I told us, okay, even students from male candidate also, they go for HR. So that stereotyping word they have to say, but before that, I have stopped them. So then they have started saying that, Madam, we don't want to do something which is already researched by the people like work-life balance. We want to do something new. So I thought, okay, do you have some idea? So one of them, they have started talking that, Madam, men and women both are equal until the age of 30. And after that, men continue to progress and rise and grow, but the female growth, it is stagnant. The growth of female, it flattens. I don't know, it's not like that. But then they totally disagree with my statement that they're saying that, no, Madam, you are in the academics and that's why you don't know anything about the corporate, but this is the scenario. Again, I had done a counter argument then, no, you are not knowing this. This is not this true story. After age of 30 also, females are also progressing. So then they are started saying that, no, Madam, women aren't progressing at the same speed and the rate at which the men are doing, even though they are educated, even though they have all control, even though they all have the many resources, even though they have much legislative protective rights for them, but then also after the age of 30, their progress rate, it is towards the decline trend. I thought, okay, this is a debatable topic. This is a topic for the research. So then I have given the title to them that you start studying that mid-stage career of the pattern of women's career. And then with this title, they have started doing research. And when we were doing this research, we have done a literature review. And in doing the literature review, I have found the wonderful research report by a company called Female Lead. So female-led company, they have presented their report in the two things, like they have narrated on the one side the myth and another side that is the truth. So there are many myth and truth in that report they have narrated, but I'll talk only 3 or 4. The first myth in that report that was given that women don't want to see themselves ambitious. And you won't agree, all 100% women surveyed in that report, they have agreed upon that they proud on their ambition and they want ambition, they want to see themselves as ambitious. Yeah, 100%. None of the women, they have disagree on this statement. The second myth they have talked about in the research, it is New mothers stop caring about their career. And Amisha Shah, madam, she is here, Amisha Shah Mehta, and she will agree that with kid and with no kid, we want to work. And we want to work with the same speed, with the same legacy that we used to work before the kid. Yes, Amisha, am I right? The third myth that in the report it was written that women are uncomfortable when they are earning more than their partners, and 100% female surveyed, they have agreed that they don't feel uncomfortable when they are earning more than their partners. The fourth myth, imposter syndrome hold women back. And the research finding says that imposter syndrome can increase the motivation and drive. The last myth, and you will find the two sample unit here in this group, that women don't take risk at the workplace, but the research finding says that women will take risk. They are ready to take the risk for better condition at the workplace and to control that workplace also. So in nutshell, if I have to summarize the research finding given by the company called Female Lead, then they are like this: women are ambitious, with kids also they want to work with the same speed, and they are ready to take many risks for better condition at the workplace also. To conclude my speech, I will end with the few lines by Nidhi Nariwal. मैं एक एक पर भारी हूँ, नाकाम नहीं हूँ, नारी हूँ, बुझकर बैठी मैं राख नहीं, तीखी जलती चिंगारी हूँ, फिरती मैं भागी भागी हूँ, थक जाना मुझको राज नहीं, हाथों में पहनी चूड़ी को मंजिल तक लेके जाना है, मैं एक एक पर भारी हूँ, नाकाम नहीं हूँ, नारी हूँ. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Neelam Panchal, for giving this wonderful opportunity. Thank you all, girls.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And all these words are only towards killing all the stereotypes. So,
Yes.
Next we are going towards
Thank you, ma'am.
And towards the last panelist that we have with us, Dr. Harsha Khandelwal ji. She is a psychological founder and a director, corporate Parijat. Welcome, ma'am, to this wonderful evening. And your topic for the today that you have shared with us is women and mental health.
My salute and naman to all the women on the boat under the leadership of Dr. Neelam Panchal. Indeed, a great feeling to share the boat with all such panelists, such dignitaries here. I work specifically on mental health and mind management, and seeing the vast, the poor mental health management among women, because I receive so many cases and feel so pity that women meet more into eating disorders, maybe depression, maybe anxieties. So what I suggest them, and I wanted to share here also in my 2 lines, that always remember to appreciate what you have, acknowledge what you have. You always try to allow what you already wanted to be. Never forget or put down. Don't stop where you are. Don't struck. Just keep on exploring. Because what happens when we have low confidence or poor self-esteem, we just struck. But on the other side, if we see, we have, Kasturi Mrig, musk deer kind of a treasure inside us. The fragrance we use for others, always for others, but this is a high time, alarming time to use that fragrance for ourselves also. Because when we are happy inside, healthy inside, aware about our mental health, our mind, our emotions, then we could also share with others. So don't carry, I request, revise to all women on this special day to don't carry your baggages of, poor mental health, frustration, anxiety, stress. Maybe you are a homemaker, or maybe you are a working, career oriented, but always be happy, explore yourself, acknowledge and appreciate for whatever you are, because what you are, you can share with others. So make yourself physically strong, mentally intellect, and emotionally more competent. Thank you very, very much for the opportunity. Live your life to express but not to impress others.